YouTube, what's going on, baby? It's your boy BZ, and yes, we are back with the banger, but today I will be doing something a little bit different. More often than not, whenever you guys are looking for a loadout video, you guys really only care about the guns, but what I want to do is break down why these guns are important, why you should be using them, and why they are the meta. For today's topic, I want to talk about the X13 automatic pistols, but before I get into the video, I want to give a huge shout out to the Noti gang and the Goober gang. If you're new to the channel and you haven't subscribed yet and you love Warzone and Call of Duty content, go ahead and hit the like button and smash that subscribe so you never miss a video. Now, if you asked me a week ago what I thought would be the season 4 reloaded meta, I would have never said the X13. It makes quite literally no sense that a pistol is going to be stronger than half of the SMGs and all the shotguns that are currently available to use. But Activision doesn't make sense. They make dollars. My love life is in shambles. Now, a couple of days ago, the mid-season update for Warzone had just went live, and Activision made a statement saying that they are now placing a bigger emphasis on accuracy in gunfights. To achieve this, every weapon has had its Warzone damage profiles adjusted to fit this new balance paradigm, with additional attention given to the most dominant weapons. I love that statement. I absolutely love it. To put this simply, if Activision's goal was to nerf all of the weapons that were overpowered and buff all of the weapons that sucked so that there was some variability in loadout usage, they failed. The X13s and snake shots are by far and large the strongest guns to use in any close range gunfight in the past week. For those of you guys that are looking for the loadout that I am currently using right now at this moment, I'm going to leave it here down below along with the tunings, but I want to give you guys a disclaimer for this weapon. The ADS speed and recoil control doesn't necessarily have the best balance for a pistol, especially for a gun in its class. Regardless of its ADS speed or recoil control, it's still by far the strongest gun, especially within a 10 to 15 meter range, which is exactly why I prefer it over using the snake shots, which I'll make a separate video about later. And just to give you a really good idea of how strong this gun is, all you have to do is ask my boy Trap God Moon.
Bro, that gun is
Now, if you are an aggressive player like I am, your biggest problem right now is still going to be fighting stackers on resurgence-based game modes like Vanta or Ashika Island. The good news is that with this weapon specifically, you have 50 rounds in each magazine, allowing you to down and finish, I would say, 2, maybe 3 enemies if their teammates aren't close enough. Surprisingly enough, though, for a pistol in its class, and one thing that actually kind of disappointed me was the reload speed on this kind of weapon, but as strong as it is, I don't think it's that big of a problem, because if you can hit the majority of your shots, you should be able to reposition and reload with ease. One thing you need to be extremely mindful about when you're using this weapon is that the range on this gun is maybe 10 to max 15 meters. Outside of that, you're better off using your AR or whatever other primary weapon you're using, probably the Lockman 5.56 or Cronin Squall, to help back you up. I just feel like a lot of the times when I'm trying to hit shots outside of 10 to 15 meters, it's not really the recoil that's hurting me, but it's just the damage output. I think the range drop off is way too much, and I'm considering changing the barrel that I'm using on this weapon, but it's just going to hurt the ADS speed too much as well as the movement, and it's not really a sacrifice that I'm willing to make. So you can try and use this weapon and tune it to your advantage, or maybe even try to find another build that might suit your case a little bit more, but I'm pretty happy with how I have it right now and the loadout that I showed you guys earlier in the video. Now, another underrated aspect about using certain guns that are broken that I think needs to be addressed is how forgiving a weapon can be at times. And by forgiving, I mean if you get shot or if you're at a disadvantage where somebody's pushing you, maybe you're sneaking on a heady but you're still down bad on health, do you have an opportunity to beat them in that gunfight based strictly on just how strong this weapon is? And the answer for the X13 is yes. Now, I've had multiple people try and argue to me that the snake shots are still the better gun, and I will say this: the snake shots are stronger. So toe to toe, if you hit all of your shots with a snake shot versus if you hit all of your shots with the X13 at point blank range, the snake shots are going to win every time. However, there's a couple of caveats here. For these snake shots to be effective, you need to be using them in a kimbo fashion, so dual wield, which means you cannot aim, and the range on the snake shots are a lot less than the X13s. I would put them at maybe less than 10 meters. Another big thing with the snake shots for me personally is the fact that if you miss your shots, it is incredibly unforgiving. If you are in a fight with someone who's using an automatic gun like an SMG, like let's say the MP5 or even the ISO SMG at this point, which isn't necessarily meta but is still very effective, I feel like you're gonna lose all of those gunfights if you miss a shot. For the Kimbo snake shots to be effective, you need to be hitting your shots at a very high clip. And it is a shotgun, and the hip fire is very easy to use, but for that being said, you still don't want to take that risk, which is why I prefer the X13 auto right now. Now, for those of you guys that have been playing since the season 4 mid-season update, please let me know down below in the comments. I want to know what guns you guys have been using, what loadouts you guys have been using, and if you want to include the attachments in there too, that'd be perfect. I want to go ahead and try out a couple of guns since Activision kind of came out with their message about trying to balance all the weapons, and I really want to add a couple more weapons to my loadout classes that I can use on a daily basis and hopefully make some videos for you guys. Other than that, let me know what you guys think down below, if the X13 sounds like it's going to be meta, or whether or not you prefer the snake shots, and if so, why. Much love to you guys. Peace and blessings. I hope you guys enjoyed what you saw, and I hope you guys have a great day. Take care.